the issue of inequality. It is believed that higher growth rate will lead to more equality in the society. So higher growth rate will have trickle down effect, and the benefits of growth will automatically trickle down to the poor people, and therefore it will help in reducing the inequality. Now the inequality can be measured by Gini coefficient, and the formula for Gini coefficient is 1 by 2 n square, then y bar, then double summation, then within the modulus sign yi minus yj, where capital N is the number of population in the country, y bar is the income level, the average level of income, yi is the income of the ith individual, and yj is the income of the jth individual. Now the higher the value of the Gini coefficient, the higher is the amount of inequality of a country. So for India, for the year 2011-12, the income Gini coefficient, the value of income Gini coefficient is 33.4. Now if we compare this number with the Gini coefficients of many other countries like South Africa, Brazil, Malaysia, China, Sri Lanka, USA and Switzerland, then we can infer that the value of the Gini coefficient for India is lower as compared to these countries. Next, we considered the rural-urban disparity in income in India. So this table has been provided by Economic Survey 2013-14, and here we consider the monthly per capita expenditure at constant prices. So this data is provided by NSSO. This survey is done by the NSSO, and therefore this data on monthly per capita expenditure is obtained from the NSSO website. Now here we consider 3 NSSO rounds: 61st round, that is year 2004-05, 66th round, the year is 2009-10, and 68th round, and the year is 2011-12. And here we have considered both the rural MPC, that is rural monthly per capita expenditure, and urban monthly per capita expenditure, and in the last column we have considered the difference between rural and urban MPCE. Now for the 61st round, the rural MPCE was 558.78 and the urban MPCE was 1052.36. Now these are all in rupees terms. Now in the year, so the difference is 494. So the difference in the marginal, the monthly per capita expenditure between the rural and urban area is 494. Now in the next 66th round, for the rural areas, the MPCE was 599.06 and for the urban areas it was 1200.01, and the difference is 601. So the difference has increased as compared to the 2004-05. And then if we consider 2011-12 data, then the rural MPC in 2011-12 was 703.43 and urban MPC was 1353.82, and the difference is 650. So it further, the difference further increased to 650. So therefore we can observe that throughout these years, that is starting from 2004-05 to 2011-12, the difference between the rural and urban MPC has increased over the years. Initially it was 494 in the 61st round, then it became 601 in the 66th round, and then it became 650. The difference became 650 in the 68th round. So the difference in the rural-urban MPC has increased over the years, and therefore we can say that rural-urban disparity in income also increased over these years. Now in the last slide we will consider the consequences of the inequality. So there are certain adverse consequences of inequality in the economy. So the first adverse consequence is that a smaller section can benefit from the growth if there is inequality. So if there is high amount of inequality in the economy, then the benefits of growth, a very small section of population will get the benefit of that growth, and that type of growth will become highly uneven, and it will have serious adverse consequences on the poverty. And the second consequence is high income inequality leads to more amount of social conflict, and the social rivalry also increases if there is high amount of income inequality. And the third consequence is that inequality has adverse effect on the growth. So we are arguing that if there is high growth, and if the growth cannot be trickled down to the poor people, then there will be more amount of inequality. Now here in the third point, we are saying that inequality will in turn have adverse effect on the growth process. So how it will affect the growth? Higher inequality will lead to lower physical investment and lower investment of the human capital. So if there is higher inequality, then poor people will have less amount of income. The benefits of growth will not be trickled down to the poor, and therefore the people who have relatively less amount of income, they will not be able to spend more on the human capital, they will not be able to spend more on the education, and therefore there will be lower investment on human capital, and physical capital investment will be also, physical investment will be also low, and which will adversely affect the growth. And so therefore we can say that higher inequality leads to lower physical investment and lower investment on human capital, and that leads to lower amount of growth. So we are getting two things here. One is higher inequality leads to lower growth, and the other thing is lower growth leads to lower growth. If there is lower growth, then there will be unequal distribution of income, and that will lead to higher inequality.